Welcome to part 3 of the Excipients for Oral Tablet Formulation series. In this session, we focus on binders, an essential class of excipients responsible for generating tablets. In this lecture, we will begin with an overview of what binders are and why they are used in solid dosage design. We will then look at binder types, the scientific principles underlying binder selection, and their impact on tablet performance. This will be followed by detailed examples of individual binders, an overview of granulation methods, and finally a brief summary leading into our next video on disintegrants. A binder is any excipient incorporated into a tablet formulation to impart cohesiveness to powders. Without a binder, granules cannot form properly, and tablets lack mechanical strength. The choice of binder directly influences granule quality, compressibility, and the robustness of the final dosage form. Binders can be broadly grouped into three categories. Sugars provide simple, water-soluble binding. Natural polymeric materials such as starches and gums offer swelling and film-forming behavior. Semi-synthetic and synthetic polymers, including cellulose derivatives and povidone, deliver more controlled and reproducible binding performance across modern manufacturing processes. From a formulation perspective, classifying binders helps predict their behavior in granulation and compression. Sugars tend to dissolve readily and act primarily through crystallization on drying. Natural polymers provide viscosity and swelling-mediated adhesion. Semi-synthetic binders contribute more precise, viscosity-specific performance and often improve mechanical properties and processability. When selecting a binder, several scientific considerations are evaluated. Physicochemical compatibility ensures that no undesirable interactions occur with the API or other excipients. Processability depends on how the binder behaves during wet or dry granulation. Adequate cohesiveness must be imparted without hindering disintegration. Finally, solubility and viscosity dictate how uniformly the binder can be distributed and how granules will form and dry. Binders exert a profound influence on final tablet behavior. Mechanical strength and friability largely depend on the strength of interparticle bonds established by the binder. The binder level and type also influence disintegration time, where excessive binding may slow down tablet breakup. In turn, these factors modify dissolution characteristics by altering hardness, porosity, and wettability of the final tablet matrix. Starch is one of the earliest and most familiar binders. It is insoluble in cold water and requires heating to form a paste, which becomes the adhesive phase during granulation. Typical concentrations range from 5 to 10% WW, and its binding action relies on granule swelling and gelatinization. Although widely used historically, starch tends to provide relatively weak binding compared with modern polymers. Native starch presents several limitations. The resulting tablets often have lower hardness and higher friability. The paste formed after gelatinization is highly viscous, making uniform distribution difficult. Granule quality may be inconsistent, and the process is time-consuming because it requires a hot paste. For these reasons, it has largely been replaced by pre-gelatinized starch. Pre-gelatinized starch has been modified to disperse in cold water, which eliminates the need for heating. In wet granulation, it is typically used at 5 to 10%, and at levels up to 20% for direct compression due to its improved compressibility. It also acts as a filler and provides good flow, making it suitable for modern high-speed manufacturing. Despite its advantages, pre-gelatinized starch shows sensitivity to magnesium stearate. Excessive lubricant can reduce tablet strength by forming hydrophobic films that interfere with binding. Stearic acid is therefore preferred, as it provides lubrication without significantly disrupting interparticle bonding. In comparison to native starch, pre-gelatinized starch offers easier processing, improved distribution, and more consistent granule formation. Native starch requires heating, produces a very viscous paste, and often leads to weaker tablets. Pre-gelatinized starch improves mechanical properties and supports both wet granulation and direct compression, making it far more versatile in contemporary formulations. Copovidone, or polyvinyl pyrrolidone, is one of the most commonly used synthetic binders. It dissolves readily in water and hydroalcoholic solvents, distributes uniformly throughout the powder blend, and forms strong adhesive films upon drying. It is chemically stable and compatible with many APIs, although its hygroscopic nature must be considered for moisture-sensitive drugs. PVP grades are distinguished by their molecular weight and expressed as K values. Higher K values correspond to higher viscosity and stronger binding potential. This allows formulators to select a grade that provides the desired balance between wettability, granulation flow, and tablet strength. PVP is commonly used at 1 to 5% WW and may be incorporated either as a dry binder or as a solution. Its solubility and film-forming ability make it ideal for wet granulation. However, because PVP absorbs moisture, it can lead to changes in hardness or disintegration in high-humidity environments, requiring careful storage and package design. Methylcellulose is available in multiple molecular weights, providing a range of viscosities. It is used at 1 to 5% and can be added dry or in solution. Preparation involves first dispersing the polymer in hot water, followed by cooling to form a clear solution. Unlike some binders, MC does not cause tablet hardening during storage, offering stable long-term performance. Hydroxypropylcellulose is a versatile binder used at 2 to 6%. It is suitable for wet and dry granulation as well as direct compression. Particle size plays an important role. Finer grades are preferred for dry addition, while coarser grades or solutions are more appropriate for wet granulation. HPC solutions remain stable between pH 6 and 8. HPC grades differ mainly in particle size and viscosity, which determine their suitability across different processes. Lower viscosity grades are commonly used as binders, while others serve specialized roles such as pellet extrusion, layering, or anti-capping functions. This flexibility makes HPC one of the more adaptable cellulose derivatives. Ethyl cellulose is a water-insoluble hydrophobic polymer available across a wide viscosity range. Low viscosity grades function as binders, whereas higher viscosity grades are used for coatings and modified release matrices. Because EC is insoluble in water, it must be dispersed in alcoholic or hydroalcoholic solvents. It is especially useful with moisture-sensitive APIs. Ethyl cellulose grades differ mainly in viscosity, which determines their functional use. Low viscosity grades, EC4, EC7, are suited for light hydrophobic coatings and low viscosity binders in wet granulation or solvent-based coatings. Medium grades, EC10, EC20, provide stronger matrix formation for sustained release films, pelletization, and microencapsulation. High viscosity EC45 delivers the strongest films and is used in controlled release systems requiring high mechanical strength and slow water penetration. Choice of grade depends on the target release profile, processing method, and required hydrophobicity. HPMC, also known as hypromellose, is used at 2 to 5% as a binder and at higher levels as a release-controlling polymer. Its functionality depends on viscosity grade and substitution pattern. HPMC is compatible with multiple manufacturing methods and can be dispersed in water or hydroalcoholic systems depending on formulation needs. HPMC grades are distinguished by viscosity and substitution type, such as the E, K, or F series. Low viscosity grades are suitable as binders, whereas medium and high viscosity grades are used for sustained release matrices. The correct grade selection ensures appropriate gel strength, hydration rate, and drug release control. Different granulation methods demand different binder properties. Wet granulation typically utilizes water-soluble polymers like PVP or HPMC. Dry granulation favors binders with good dry compressibility, such as MCC or HPC. Direct compression requires binders with inherent compactability, meaning binder selection must align with both the process and the desired product attributes. In our next video, we will explore disintegrants, the excipients responsible for promoting tablet breakup and ensuring timely drug release.